Hello everybody, my name is David Ram and today I will be showing you how to add textures for Garry's Mod so you can play Terrible in Terrorist Town. Alright, so this tutorial is basically for the majority of us who did not buy Counter-Strike Source or Half-Life, or rather didn't have the money to pay for it. But nevertheless, if we only bought Garry's Mod, means we do not have the textures to play Trouble in Terrorist Town. So this little tutorial is actually going to show you how to download the textures off the Valve web server and put them into Garry's Mod. So first thing we got to do, step one, is download the actual application. I've already downloaded it and placed it onto my desktop. Once you have it on your desktop, or it doesn't matter where you have it, but have it somewhere where you can launch it. I'm going to run the program, bring it up, going to go through the steps, click on next, click agree. When you get to the little destination folder, by default it's gonna say C / program files / Steam, because by default it's looking for your Steam folder and looking for your Half-Life or CSS folder. Thing about that is, since we didn't have Counter-Strike Source or Half-Life installed, what we're gonna do is actually have access the Valve web server and have them give us the textures that we're missing. So for this, you're gonna have to create a new folder, because you won't actually have this folder CRSCDS. So what we're gonna do is actually go to your local disk C, and under the root, make a new folder and call it SRCDS. For those of you running Windows 7, you can just click on new folder. If you're running XP or Vista, just right click new folder. You should make a folder and just rename it and call it SRCDS. This is going to be the destination folder in which the files are going to be dropped into. So you go back here, click on your browse, and actually look for that folder that you had made. Just srcds, click OK. Yes, if it asks you to. And just click on next. Next. Alright, here it's asking you to which web server you're going to access. It doesn't really matter which one you choose, but I'm going to choose the United States East, just because it's the first one. So click on next. You don't have to look at the readme. That's the first step. Step 2 asks you to bring up the command prompt. For those of you running Windows 7 or Vista, you're gonna have a search bar when you click the start button, and you could type in CMD and run it. Or if you're running XP, you click on start, the run command, type in CMD and run it. Let me clear this just so it's easier for you guys. And so what we're gonna do is first type in capitalize C : C, wow, C : there you go. And that's gonna take us, if we weren't on it by default, to our C drive, which is our operating system drive. Then we're gonna change the directory, just cd \. If you don't know where your backslash is, for me, my keyboard has it under my backspace button. Then type in srcds. It's gonna change it to the srcds folder, which is located under your C drive. Then what we're gonna do is actually access the program that's actually in that folder. If you didn't really check what was in the folder when you installed it, you open up the srcds folder, you have an hdls update tool.exe. It's the GUI version, but the command prompt one is much easier. HLDS update tool. Hit enter. Have it start launching it. Just give it a little bit. There you go. These are all the little commands you can put in it, but just for your benefit, I have it written down over here. And since I'm lazy, I'm just gonna copy it, right click, paste, enter. Now that is gonna start running. What it's doing right now is it's gonna look into that folder you had just created, and it's gonna look for the files that you need. Like if you have the files for CSS, like say you actually bought Counter-Strike Source and you wanna download the updated textures. Honestly, you're gonna just download them from Steam. I'll give you an update. But you could also do it through here, accessing the Valve web server. Like right now, if you look at the command prompt, it is actually showing me everything that I'm missing. If I go up, I'm missing all of this stuff for Counter-Strike. All of this. And it keeps going, and actually at this point where it says I'm connecting to server session for server 8, what it's gonna start doing is it's actually gonna start downloading all the files that I missed. I'm missing the sound, weapons, blah blah blah, radio, players. Right now, it's actually downloading. See how it says 0.06 per 13%. Blah, blah. I'm actually downloading pretty slow, and though I have a pretty fast internet. I was helping another player on SFT. His name is Pothmos. He downloaded this really fast, extremely fast. But other than that, this part of the tutorial is actually gonna take a while, depending on the speed of your internet. For those of you who have DSL, you're gonna have a really slow connection and or get a timeout. So for your benefit, I'm actually gonna download all these files, add them to probably to my Dropbox, and I'll put it on the forums. Although I don't really like doing that because I feel guilty or whatever. It's for your benefit, because if you're on DSL and you try to access the Valve web server, after a certain amount of time, DSL times out, so you won't be able to download it completely, and you'll have to re-download everything you had already downloaded. So for your benefit, I'm actually gonna upload them, and just to make it easy for you guys. So for now, I'm just gonna exit this, and let's continue with the tutorial, because I actually have everything downloaded. I just reinstalled everything. So let's go to the next part. We go down to step 3. What we're gonna do is go to my computer, open up this, go to your local C drive, and to that folder srcds, which is under your root drive. Open it up. You're gonna go into the CSS folder, your C Strike folder, and under here you're gonna see a bunch of folders and all this. This is everything, all the materials, the original maps for CSS, demos, data classes, all that you're gonna need to actually play Trouble in Terrorist Town. So while we keep this open, put it on the side, go to computer, go to your Steam folder. For most of you guys who installed Steam under your C drive, you'd go to local disk C, program files, and under here you'd have a folder called Steam. But since I have a lot of stuff on Steam and I needed a bigger hard drive, I installed it on a separate partition. Right here, this is my Steam folder. So when you're under your Steam folder, whether you're under program files or another partition, go under Steam apps, your username, garrysmod, garrysmod again, and if you open this up, it basically kind of looks identical, almost identical. So what you're gonna do is actually copy all this, click and drag it over here. At this point, it's gonna start transferring files. It's gonna be around 1.9 to 2 gigs, depending on what you were missing, and it's gonna add everything or merge it. Most likely it'll merge it, because like your materials, you can't really avoid, or you can avoid, but what it's gonna do is gonna merge the materials that you have for the CSS that you downloaded and for your garrys mod. So I already have everything in here, so I'm not gonna bother and transfer it, but I'm gonna show you what's in here already. Let's go under, actually go back under your maps. These are all the maps. CS are all the maps for Counter-Strike. If I'm correct, DE are the maps for Counter-Strike as well, because there's DE Dust and Inferno. TTT are your maps for Trouble in Terrorist Town, and DS are for zombies. You have your materials. You have all your materials. See, CS Assault, Havana, Italy. The materials. So basically, oops, let me go back. We dropped all the materials that we needed for Trouble in Terrorist Town. So now that that's in there, once it's finished transferring, what you can just do is simply run Steam, or actually just run